All right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. Say hello to Ren and Stimpy, Powder Toast Man, Log TV, and Choo Choo, and let's get started with today's video. All right, here we go with a Benchmade knife, the black class, and this one comes by way of Benchmade through the Apex Pass Around group, thanks to Zach from Zach Stuff. Zach is the one that communicates with Benchmade and then sends these through the group. So thank you, Zach. Matter of fact, look at that. What fell out of the box? DSKFS, guys. Very cool. So this is the Benchmade Black Class Full Immunity in CPMM4, manual open, Axis style lock, and they say everyday and tactical, which I think is an interesting combination for this little knife, and it is little for sure. So this is the Full Immunity. It is a Cerakoted. I said in my unboxing I thought it was anodized. It is not. It is Cerakoted, and that would explain one thing we're going to talk about. You have a Cerakoted woodland green scales here, and then you have what looks like, full steel liners, stop pins up here. You have a barrel spacer here, and here you do have a lanyard here that comes with the knife with a nice little bead. Let me back my light up just a little bit. There we go. Nice little bead. Very cool. This green, nice shiny green. You do have a texture on these scales, and they are contoured slightly. Very, very cool. Black hardware, black Axis lock, even blacked out inside. The only thing you see silver is the underside of the blade there and the back side of the blade at the lockup point there. Well, not at the lockup point, at the travel point there. Holy cow. Sorry, guys. Wow. Sorry about that. I tried to mute, but I didn't get there in time. So you do have tooled on one side and then a really nice looking pivot on the other side. And again, a very cool knife. Now you have a short, thank goodness, loop over clip that does have a little bit sticking out of the pocket. It is reversible with 3 screws, as you can see there. 3 screw holes, excuse me, but there's only actually 2 screws in there. I think that's so you can use other Benchmade clips in there if you want. Very, very cool. Now it is, you can see your blade comes all the way out to the end here. There's a little bit of room, but not much. Not going to poke you or anything like that. Thumb studs for deployment. Bam. You have a little Warnie, guys, and we have the black coating here, the typical Benchmade coating with the kind of texture to the coating. M4, which is a corrodable steel, so that would be another reason why I'm really happy with this coating. And the Benchmade butterfly over here. You do have jimping up here on the top of that Warnie. We'll talk about that. And a very nice sharpening chunk choil there. Big old hunk out of the blade there. And, you know, that's fine. And it looks really cool. Now, overall, I've been really surprised how many people are kind of hung up on how small this is. Now, there are so many small knife options out there right now that I've actually, even as a guy that prefers larger knives, I've actually become kind of, I guess, desensitized to the small knives, and I actually think this is a fairly usable size. Now, it is only a 3-finger knife for me. No matter how I hold it, I can kind of get my 4th up there a little bit, but comfortably. It's a 3-finger knife with the 4th hanging over, but you do have that lanyard, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Your thumb does land right on that jimping, and this guy is really good at kind of push cuts here. Let's see if I can get some cardboard. Uh-oh, I need to restock my cardboard stock here, but you can see here, it is, well, I was going to say it's a really good cutter, and then I got hung on there. There we go. This cardboard is so mangled because I have been stabbing it. Speaking of which, you definitely have a piercing tip here. Very, very nice. And this guy will cut. It's just, this cardboard is garbage. I don't even know what I'm cutting here. Hold on, let me get a better piece here. There's a good piece. I need to restock my cardboard reserves here. They're getting very, there you go. That's more like what I would, I don't know, I've just beat that other up to pieces and the blade's getting hooked on it. But very thin, not full flat grind, but high flat grind there, as you can see. way up there, very, very nice. Good looking blade to me. It does have a slight up sweep to that Warncliffe. Very nice in that regard. Now, let's talk about the first thing I really want to talk about. This guy is slick. It's not super slick, but you guys usually hear me kind of trying to make a rubbing sound on the scale, and I can't. I can kind of, if I really press hard, I can, but just a normal grip, I'm just sliding on that, and that's that Cerakote. It is rather slick. Is that hurting my grip of the knife? No, because I get good and locked in these 3 finger wells, which, by the way, is a great ergonomic design. My hand is coming because it's shorter. That clip is sitting right there in that spot in my hand. You can feel the clip, but I definitely don't call it a hot spot. It feels good to me, not bad at all. It could be worse. So, yeah, I don't prefer that Cerakote because it is slick. Again, it's not hurting anything because when I'm deploying it, I'm really staying hooked on that clip. If the clip wasn't there, I think I would slide right off of here. Now, you see there, the spring is a little strong. See there, the action isn't quite as smooth as I would hope. And it's kind of typical Benchmade for me. You can see there, sometimes I can't even get it all the way out. It just kind of flops. So yeah, not the most fidgety knife, but a great little worker. Again, I used this 5th pocket. I used it in my secondary pocket, depending on which pants I had on. Basically, when I wear cargo pants, it's just in a lower pocket. But it works really, really well for carry. It is very slender. Now, let me just talk, okay? And I hate to do this, but this is just me. Lots of people like lanyards. And if you guys want a little picture of why I don't like lanyards, and I get it. Look, in this particular case, that 4th finger is hooking onto that lanyard. And I get what you're talking about. I also get it for pulling it out of my pocket. So hang that out of the pocket, pull the knife out of the pocket, which in this case, I don't really need that help because I got room to get in there and get it. But for me, the lanyard gets in the way. I keep having to pull it out of the way of closing the knife. It's been in the way a couple of times when I've tried to close. It's gotten hooked around. I just don't prefer lanyards. So I get it. Some of you love them, and more power to you. I hope you continue to get lanyards all you want. But if I owned this knife, I would go snip, snip, and this would come off. Just don't prefer a lanyard. So yeah, not the most fidgety knife, but definitely a useful knife, very muchly so. Now, there is some side-to-side blade play, a lot. If we're being honest here, which we are, now you can't really hear it, but there is quite a bit of side-to-side and a little bit of up and down. It's kind of bucking in there, just a little bit. A little disappointed with that. Let's see, does that guy move? Not really. So it's not, the lock is just, the tolerances aren't quite where they should be on this one, in my opinion. We are dead center. Very nice in that regard. Now let's put this here. Let's talk about availability, specs, and price. So I am looking currently at Blade HQ, and these are available. They are $270. Now, I know some of you just gasped. This is M4 steel. It is 5.95 inches, 2.94 blade length, 2.49, 2.5 inch blade length, 2.35 cutting edge, 0.09 on the stock, so incredibly thin. It is a flat Warncliffe. Handle length is 3.46. The handle thickness is 0.48. And where's the weight? 2.29. So very light, even with those full liners, which, by the way, have quite a bit of milling for weight reduction. So it is fine. Fine. Weight-wise is perfect, actually. So yeah, I think it might be slightly high price-wise, but I've heard a lot of people saying it's obscenely high. I don't know about that. It is a small knife. I agree with that. And I think some people often think small knives should be less expensive because there's less material, but you still got to put them together. You still got to do all the hardware. I think it's a little high. Yeah, I mean, would I prefer it to be 225, 250? Absolutely. But I don't think it's horribly high, but it's like I always say about price. It's up to you and your pocketbook. If you can afford it, then it is a great price for you if you afford it and want it. So that's the way I look at it. So a little high, I agree though. I'm not trying to argue with anybody. I'm just saying people, my number one comment on this on the unboxing was way too expensive, way too expensive. And I get it. I'm not arguing with you at all. I'm just trying to react to that. So they do come in several colors. And again, let's do our comparisons. We are long, man. This is a knives slow video today instead of a knives fast video. But I had a bunch to talk about there. So it is smaller, as you can see, than the Ontario Rat 2 and way smaller than the Rat 1. So there you go, guys. This one's going to go on to the next reviewer. And I appreciate you guys watching. Definitely let me know what you think down below. Give me a thumbs up, hopefully, if you liked the video. And I appreciate you watching. But please comment, like, subscribe, notification bell, all the things. And thank you for watching. Wow. The Knives Fast channel.